As our smartphones get faster, smarter and more powerful, so do the accessories. There's so many to choose from, and the Smart XR from Oshwan wants to be the only gimbal you'll ever need. Hey, I'm Chris Wilmshurst and welcome back to the channel. This right here is the Smart XR gimbal from Oshwan that they kindly sent to me. It's one of many pocket gimbals fighting for your attention in a crowded market. But with so many of these gimbals on the market, why should you bother checking this out? Well, it's got three unique features: an OLED screen, a focus wheel, and my favorite feature, the removable battery. Now, it's easy to say that the majority of smartphone gimbals are verging on identical. Like smartphones themselves, it's harder to recommend one over the other, as when it all boils down to it, they really are pretty much the same. But with these three features, could you be convinced otherwise? Now, niche features are one thing, but smartphone gimbals really shine when the shots they produce are smooth. In various situations, this absolutely does that. Walking, running, and smooth turns work fantastic. But when you start to integrate fast and unpredictable movement, it starts to struggle. Take this shot for example. Using an iPhone 11 Pro and the follow mode, you can see it starts to sway all over the place. I'm not sure if this is down to the algorithm they use to calculate how it responds, but it couldn't handle it in this case, which does surprise me as the motors are plenty strong enough, so hopefully this could be fixed with a firmware or app update. And speaking of apps, the AC Play app is surprisingly good. I usually avoid using these apps that are designed for these gimbals, as the features are usually a gimmick, and the footage they capture comes out a lot shakier than the default iOS camera app. But this is where the AC Play app stands out to others. There is a built-in stabilizer for smoother footage, full manual control of the camera, filters, and even a dual camera recording option. It also packs in those gimmicky shooting styles I was talking about, like Inception mode, Hitchcock zoom, face tracking, time-lapse, and even A to B point tracking. There is a lack of auto calibration mode and deeper customization. You can adjust how responsive it is, but not by much. Realistically, most people would get along fine with just the default settings, but more hardcore users would probably want to tinker with it a bit more. But what about those three unique features I mentioned earlier? Most gimbals have a flashing light to tell you what setting you're on. I think that's lazy. This one packs an OLED screen and I love it. I can just look at the screen and know instantly what mode I'm using, rather than waiting for a succession of light flashes. This focus wheel is something you're probably not used to seeing. It's cool and a creative tool that pairs well with the AC Play app. But outside of this app, it has no use. I'd love to be able to program it to move a certain motor like you can on a larger gimbal. And finally, the best feature in my opinion is the removable battery. This is something all smartphone gimbals should have. It uses the cheap and readily available 18650 rechargeable batteries, which most full-size gimbals use, so you might have some lying around you could use, and they last up to 8 hours. So, if you have two batteries, you've got a full day's shooting ahead of you. I'd have loved to have seen a programmable trigger, but I guess there had to be some sacrifices to keep it this small and compact. Maybe in the next one? Other than that, it's a small package with a fantastic build quality, a good solid rubber grip, tap to rotate into portrait and landscape modes, auto flip when upside down, and the usual joystick, power and zoom buttons. To conclude, it's getting harder and harder for me to try convince you why one gimbal is better than another. I really feel like they're starting to all become very similar. Fortunately for Aoshuan, the Smart XR has 3 unique styling features which I can get behind. I can recommend this gimbal, but the responsiveness and lack of calibration controls do knock it down a fair few points for me. So what do you think? Check the description for links if you want to get the product, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and returning for the next one. See you soon.